Hi everyone, I want to welcome you to my class. And in our today's class, we shall be discussing about the tips of writing a curriculum vitae, which is normally referred to as the CV. So in this class, we shall be covering some few topical areas, which includes the difference between a resume and a curricula vitae, the meaning of curricula vitae and a resume. We shall also look at when to use a curricula vitae or a resume. We shall also look at the tips of writing a curricula vitae. We also look at what to include in a CV. And finally, what not to include in a CV. So I want us to begin by giving definitions of the meaning of resume and curricula vitae. A resume is a 1-2 page formal document. Hey, Bwana, you have interrupted my presentation. Wewe. Sasa waja nifunge hii. Hi everyone, welcome to my class. And in my class, we shall be able to look at the tips of writing a curriculum vitae, commonly referred to as a CV. So in this class, we shall cover the following. One, we shall look at the difference between a resume and a curricula vitae. We shall also look at the meaning of curricula vitae and a resume. We shall also look at when to use a CV or a resume. We shall also look at the tips of writing a curriculum vitae, what to include in a CV, and finally, what not to include in a CV. So I want us to begin by looking at the definitions of the two terms, the resume and the curricula vitae. A resume is 1 to 2 page formal document that lists a job applicant's work experience, educational skills, whereas a CV is a 2 or more formal document, a 2 or more page formal document that gives a summary of a job applicant's professional experience and educational background, along with other relevant information. So what's the difference between a resume and a curricula vitae? The difference between a resume and a curricula vitae are length, what is included, and what each is used for. Whereas both are used in job application, they are not always interchangeable. So having seen that, our next item here, or the subtopic, is when to use a CV instead of a resume. When to use a resume or a curricula vitae varies from country to country. For example, in the United States, a CV is used when applying for academic, education, scientific, or research positions. It can also be used to apply for fellowships or grants. In Europe, the Middle East, Africa, or Asia, employers expect to receive a curricula vitae instead of a resume. It is advisable to choose a curricula vitae format that is appropriate for the position you are applying for. If you are applying for a fellowship, for example, you won't need to include the personal information that may be included in an international CV. Certain positions in the US and internationally may require submission of a CV rather than a resume. A CV includes more information than a resume, which includes details of your education and academic achievements, research, publications, awards, and affiliations. So let's now turn to the tips of writing a curricula vitae. So the tips includes the following. 1. You need several versions of a CV. Do not write one CV and use it for every position you apply for. You need to have targeted and focused versions of your curricula vitae and use them when need be. The other tip of writing a CV is make it short. Keep your CV short and concise. Include summaries of your employment and education rather than putting a lot of details. Use formal and a well-written language to write your CV. Write using simple language and clearly. 3. Tell the truth. Do not be tempted to over-polish a CV and make your educational qualifications or employment history to sound a little better than they really are. The organization will catch you after they carry out a background check. Number 4, the format. Check on the appropriate format of your curriculum vitae for the position you are applying for and ask someone else to have a look at it. Proofread your curricula vitae. Double check your CV for typing and grammatical errors. It is advisable to ask someone else to review it for you. So what do we include in a CV? As we write our CV, it's always good to include the following. Your CV should be clear, concise, complete, and up to date with the current employment and educational information. The following information should be included in your CV. 1. Personal details and contact information. Most CVs start with contact information and personal data, but do not include religious affiliations, children names, etc. Education and qualification. Take care to include the names of institutions and dates attended in reverse order. Start with your PhD if you have one, your master's if you have one, undergraduate, a diploma, or a certificate. Work experience and or employment history. Use chronological style to present them. Present your career history in a reverse date order, starting with the most recent. List achievements and responsibilities for each role. Put more emphasis on more recent jobs. Skills. Include skills such as computer skills, foreign language skills, or any other recent training that is relevant to the job that you are applying for. You may also include scholarship, include specialized training, include study abroad if you have any, show dissertation or thesis if you have, show your research experience, show your graduate fieldwork, show your teaching experience, include your publications, include your presentations and lectures, include your exhibitions, include your awards and honors, include your grants, fellowships, and assistantships, include your technical, computer, and language skills, include your professional licenses and certifications, include your professional licenses and certifications, include your membership in organizations. Now, lastly, ladies and gentlemen, I want to cover what not to include. There are certain aspects or certain things that you should not include in your CV. This includes the following. 1, don't include your photo. Don't include your salary history. Don't include the reason you left your previous organization. And finally, the references, they are optional. You can have it, not have it. And when you choose not to have them there, references should be listed separately and given to employers upon request. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are the tips about how to write a CV. So I want to wish you all the very best as you put down your CV. Kindly, these tips are going to help you come up with a very good CV. All the best. Thank you.